I got a 233% return from Pokemon cards completely by accident, and this is how I did it. So, around 4 years ago, I was a reseller. I was someone who would buy shoes for about £180, sell them for like 210. After fees, I'd maybe make like £25 profit. I just kept doing this with different shoes. Some shoes I'd make £100 profit, others I'd make £5, and I was just flipping and flipping and just trying to make money. I think over a year I made like 2k, which was really nice. I was able to buy my phone, like a PlayStation, and a bike. So at 18, like, this is a pretty good side hustle, to be honest. And as a lifelong Pokemon fan, there were also some Pokemon cards that I could flip as well. So I just tried it, and I bought some tins, I bought some Elite Trainer boxes, sold them. I'd make like £5-10. But then there was this one time where I decided to go a bit bigger, and I bought some booster boxes. I bought them for £105 each. I bought these two. I bought two Chilling Reign booster boxes for £105 each. That's £210 in total. And when I bought them, immediately their value dropped to £90. So I was someone who, I just buy something, take a picture of it, sell it. With these, their value dropped, and I was trying to list them so that I could break even. So I was listing them for around like £120, and they were not going because they were just selling at £90. They're what we call bricks in the reselling community, which is essentially the product you bought is just as useful as a brick because you buy it, move it like a brick, and you make no money. So I thought that these Chilling Reign ETBs had bricked, and I just left them in my wardrobe for like 4 years. And I just sat on them. I would check the price, and they would be sitting around like 115, 120. For the first few years, they actually weren't going up in value, and now all of a sudden, I think it's like this Pokemon boom again. I check on eBay, and one of these is selling for like £350. So, as someone who's a reseller, I had no intention to actually buy these as a long-term investment. But just by pure accident, over a 4-year horizon, I made a 233% return on these two booster boxes because I could easily sell them now for 700, and I bought them for 210. But that was a complete accident. I bought these with the sole intention to sell them for maybe like 130 or 140 as soon as I got them. So I found that crazy, the fact that I got such a large return completely by accident. If you look at the S&P 500, if I bought say £100 in the S&P 500, over those 4 years it's got a total return of 50%. So by accident, I beat the S&P 500 4 times over, because if I invested £210 in the S&P at that time, it'd be worth roughly around £315. That's crazy, and I think that's why Pokemon scalping has got so popular again. I'm a big Pokemon fan, so maybe I'm the worst person to do this. I was scalping whilst also being a big Pokemon fan. Like, I'll show you some things that I have. I have all of these plushies. I've got a Gengar plushie, which I got from Pokemon Center. I got this exclusive from the London Pokemon Center. I waited like 8 hours to get this. This was also from the Pokemon Center. I got this when I was like 10 as like a gift. My sister bought this when I was like 8, and I just took it over from her. I got this from the Pokemon Center as well. I also got these two. This was with the Prinplup, and then this was something that my cousin gave me. And I still have like my original Pokemon Pearl copy in CIB condition with all the manuals and stuff. I even like open like Pokemon cards and stuff. It's kind of criminal, the fact that I was scalping, but I just can't believe that by accident I was able to make 233% returns. Because even like hedge fund managers, some of them are struggling to do that over the past 4 years. It's been a crazy 4 years. COVID-19 was just finishing off, Russia-Ukraine war, all this stuff with like the Trump tariffs. It's crazy the fact that like these Pokemon cards can get you 4 times better than the S&P 500, which is like the standard way that people invest their money. And it really gets you thinking, like, maybe you can invest in Pokemon cards as a income. I've been looking at the Poke investing subreddit, and it is really popular, but the problem is it's very difficult to know when to sell, because I'm thinking, oh, maybe I could cash in on these, but then people are saying that this is like the perfect time to buy. There was a time where I resented these because this is £210 I could have spent on shoes or something else, and now it's probably worth more than any shoe that I bought before or any other Pokemon card. So it's so weird how that works. I also bought this at the time for like £45. This is selling for £150, but the problem is, I don't know if you can see, but the seals on this are like completely messed up. Like these seals are like you can't sell them. I bought them from a like a third party. I think it's called like Mox and Mole or something. I bought them, and it seems like they've been resealed. So I might just have to crack this one day. And also I left it in the sun. I think it's a bit fucked up. I tried selling it for like £115 and I had it up for like a few days. No one wanted it. Maybe in the future I'll open those. Kind of crazy that you can just buy sealed products, leave them, go to uni for 3 years, and then they've, you know, like tripled in value. So it really does make me wonder if I should start investing. I think I'm going to sell some things in my room. I'm going to sell some games that I don't play anymore. Maybe like some memorabilia that I didn't like. I had this like pile of singles that I just didn't even realize I had, and then I come to look them up and they're probably worth like £50-60. You know, I could invest that in Pokemon cards again. So yeah, I'm gonna start selling stuff in my room, get like decluttering, get things gone that I don't really see anymore, like games I haven't played, whatever. And as soon as I'm done with that, I think I'm gonna start investing them in Pokemon cards again, because this is like the perfect example. If I can just go to like Smith's or Game or Argos and just get some sealed RRP price sealed product, then I think it could be a worthwhile investment. So let me know if you guys have any suggestions of things to buy. I know that the 151 set is pretty good, as well as Prismatic Evolutions, although I think they're pretty hard to get. But maybe I could do a video where I invest like £300-400, if that's what I can get from selling stuff in my room, into Pokemon card investments, because I think they are a worthwhile investment. Like, someone could have bought this for £90 when they weren't doing well, and have made about like 4 or 5 times their money back. So let me know what I should invest in, and if you'd be interested in me making a video where I, you know, spend a £400 portfolio on Pokemon cards, because it would be pretty cool. And let me know if you'd like me to open these, because I physically cannot sell these. Like, if you look at the seals, like they've clearly been tampered with when I bought them. Because I tried to sell them on StockX 4 years ago, and they were like, oh no, we can't take this because they're clearly not new. And I just sat on them, and I realized like if I don't sell them now, I don't think I'll ever be able to sell these damaged seal boxes. Because I tried to sell them for like 20% market discount and no one wanted them. But there's still like 8 packs in here, plus the VMAX pack, which has some pretty valuable cards in. So if you want me to open them, let me know, and I will. And let me know if you want me to make any other Pokemon or just general life content. You know, I made some videos talking about how I did well in my A-levels, how to get the most out of uni. So I just want to make these kind of like general type of videos, plus some Pokemon content, because as you can see with like all these like plushies that I've accumulated over the years, like I'm a pretty big fan. You know, I still like cherish my Pokemon Pearl. It's on my display, and I have like Cynthia figure, like, and a Garchomp, and like Palkia figure. And let me know if you want me to, you know, make some content surrounding, you know, how I'm going to invest any money that I do make in the future on some new items. Because right now I really don't have a great Pokemon card collection. This is literally my best card. It's from my Pokemon Stormfront, and it's not even that great. It's only worth like £20. Maybe I could get it graded. I actually think it's in pretty good condition. I think the only thing that might be bad with it is the surface. I'm not sure, to be honest, but let me know. I think I could get this graded in a future video. It does have some whitening, so I would be expecting like a 7 or an 8. Let me know. I'm really big into Pokemon. Maybe I could do some Nuzlocke in the future. I think that would be really cool. But that was the first Pokemon video I'm going to make, so let me know. Just a little chat about how I thought that these were worthless, and then they turn up being a better investment than the S&P by 4 times. So let me know if you like this kind of content, and that'll be it for today. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, you know, just say something. Be the first person to comment on one of my videos.